Starbucks, the global coffee behemoth, has unwittingly taken on a role that extends far beyond the confines of its renowned café culture. Beyond the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the buzz of daily customers lies an intriguing parallel, a resemblance to the workings of a financial institution. Unbeknownst to many, Starbucks isn't just about baristas crafting artisanal beverages, it inadvertently mirrors a bank through the significant value loaded onto its cards. Picture this: between the months of October and December alone, an astonishing $3 billion finds its way onto Starbucks cards, a sum that echoes the deposits often seen in the coffers of conventional banks. This influx of funds isn't just a tally, it's the cornerstone of Starbucks' revenue model, akin to the cash reserves banks utilize before customers transact. Yet, as with any financial system, there's a flip side, a liability in the making. While these card values initially stand as assets for Starbucks, they pose a potential burden if left dormant, a common trait shared with many gift card programs. Amidst the aromatic blend of coffee beans and the whirring sounds of espresso machines, Starbucks quietly operates as an inadvertent financial institution, leveraging the loaded value in cards akin to a bank's deposits, navigating the intriguing balance between asset and potential liability. So, in today's video, we will venture into the behind-the-scenes operation of Starbucks. A little cafe bearing the name Starbucks first opened its doors in Seattle in 1971. Jerry Baldwin, Zez Siegel, and Gordon Boker founded the business with the intention of providing high-quality coffee to the neighborhood. Operating with a focus on offering premium roasted coffee beans, the cafe began its journey as a small-scale venture, aligning with the burgeoning coffee house culture prevalent in the area. But Starbucks didn't experience an important change until 1987, when Howard Schultz, the company's marketing director at the time, took over as CEO. Starbucks' path was changed by Schultz's vision and financial savviness, which transformed the company from a regional coffee shop to a major player in the worldwide coffee industry. He started an ambitious expansion plan after realizing there was unrealized potential outside of Seattle. The crucial action taken by Schultz was introducing Americans with the Italian espresso culture, which substantially altered Starbucks' image and the American public's perception of coffee. Offering only premium coffee beans was no longer the main focus. Instead, the goal was to create a cafe experience that revolved around meticulously handcrafted drinks, especially those with an espresso. Starbucks kept its initial growth to a minimum, only slowly expanding throughout Seattle while upholding its commitment to the genuine coffee shop atmosphere and the craft of creating specialty drinks. By taking a methodical approach, the brand was able to maintain its dedication to excellence and establish a strong presence in the regional coffee scene. Under Howard Schultz's leadership, Starbucks became a quasi-bank. The company's intentional entry into the digital space was a major driving force behind this shift. The pivotal moment in this evolution materialized in 2009 with the groundbreaking launch of Starbucks' mobile app. Under Schultz's leadership, Starbucks recognized the potential of leveraging technology to redefine the customer experience and fortify its market position. The launch of the mobile app signified a substantial change in Starbucks' business practices. It gave clients a smooth ordering and payment experience, laying the groundwork for a digital ecosystem inside the massive coffee company's business plan. The incorporation of virtual Starbucks gift cards into the app, which allowed users to conduct transactions and make purchases online, was a key component of this digital shift. This digital project developed a lot of momentum over time. By the end of 2021, a startling 25% of all Starbucks transactions in the US were made through mobile orders, which were often made possible by virtual gift cards that were incorporated within the app. This adoption rate demonstrated how consumers are becoming more and more dependent on the Starbucks app and related card system. The staggering amount of cash that Starbucks has on hand, roughly $2.4 billion in cash that consumers have uploaded for later use, evidences the unintentional resemblance to a financial institution. This large cash reserve, which is more than the deposits made by many U.S. banks, highlights the scope and importance of Starbucks' financial operations as a result of its gift card and mobile app initiatives. Moreover, the integration of these digital platforms provided Starbucks with a treasure trove of customer data. The app and card system became powerful tools, granting Starbucks unparalleled access to comprehensive customer behavior and preference data. This data ownership afforded Starbucks a competitive edge, empowering the company to refine its marketing strategies, personalize customer experiences, and make data-driven decisions that resonated with its diverse consumer base.
Starbucks workers in upstate New York who voted to unionize for the first time in the face of strong opposition from management. The latest sign that unions may be making a comeback. Our chief business correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is tracking the story. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, George. And this was an historic vote for Starbucks, but it also goes to show the rising power of labor and workers in the American workforce. Starbucks executives had lobbied hard to keep employees from unionizing at that Buffalo location. They had met in person, face to face for many months, but the Buffalo workers at this Starbucks location were well organized. They said they were frustrated by overstaffing and undertraining of their workers, and they ultimately voted 19-8 to unionize here. And this is part of a larger trend we've been seeing across the country recently, with workers in the driver's seat more and more.
Talks about unionization are beginning to surface, which suggests that the relationship between Starbucks and its employees may change. Employees in certain areas have expressed a rising desire for a more formalized connection with the corporation by seeking collective bargaining and representation. This change may have an impact on Starbucks' conventional methods of managing staff engagement and relationships, which could change how the corporation and its employees interact. Starbucks is under increasing scrutiny and confronts difficulties despite its widespread presence and worldwide status. These concerns primarily relate to its labor policies and efforts to conform to cultural standards. There have been complaints made about the company's pay practices, working conditions, and initiatives to keep a diverse and inclusive workplace. Discussions and arguments concerning whether Starbucks is adhering to its declared principles and commitments, particularly with regard to social responsibility and ethical business practices, have been sparked by the increased public scrutiny. In spite of these obstacles, Starbucks is dedicated to upholding its core principles and cultivating a direct line of communication with its staff, placing a strong emphasis on cooperation and collaboration without the need for union representation. The organization works hard to preserve its distinctive corporate culture, which is based on the ideas of equity, inclusivity, and employee empowerment. But maintaining these principles in the face of labor disputes and outside criticism is a constant struggle for Starbucks, necessitating a careful balancing act between company goals, worker expectations, and social pressures. Starbucks, born as a humble Seattle café in 1971, has evolved into a global coffee sensation. Under Howard Schultz's guidance, Starbucks expanded worldwide, introducing espresso culture and crafting unique beverages. Starbucks is more than just a place to get coffee, it's an experience. Famous delicacies like the pumpkin spice latte are just one example. Starbucks introduced virtual gift cards, transformed the coffee buying experience, and amassed enormous cash reserves through its revolutionary mobile app. Fascinatingly, this unintentionally made Starbucks more than a coffee shop. Its cash reserves, which are laden with cash from customers, are on par with bank reserves. And that's all for today's video. This is Visionomics, signing out.